Hello friend, welcome back to Toyota Maintenance YouTube channel. I have here today my shop 2019 Toyota Tacoma 4-wheel drive. This one is equipped with the V6 engine and it is 2GR FKS, and in this video we will do the engine oil change. Here is nice sticker telling us that it's a full synthetic 0W20, right? So let's remove this cap, the filler cap, so the oil can get out of the engine easily. Let's pull the dipstick slightly, right, to prevent any vacuum. Taco is nicely in the air, so let's see what is our access. Will it be easy or do we have to remove the skid plates? So believe it or not, this is engine oil pan and the drain plug, right? That will be the typical 14mm on Toyotas, but engine oil filter is on this engine underneath the engine, and unfortunately we have to remove this large skid plate. This is fairly new truck, it should be really easy, right? So 12mm socket, cover your ears, that will be probably noisy. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I should be able to remove it. They are on the front hangers, right? Helps you here. So you always lower the back first and the hangers help you in the front. Good. And that gives me opportunity to show you where that engine oil filter housing is located. Right. This engine has only 26,000 miles, so it's fairly new, right? I wonder how the full synthetic 0W20 will look like coming off fairly new engine. So I have this sketching pen so I can look at it, evaluate it, how it looks like, right? And here we go. You can see immediately it's synthetic. It's way thinner, right? When it comes out, you can see right away what is inside. Here you can see it running out, dripping, right? And you can see also another detail. The drain area, drain plug, right? It's there, and the filter is here. So I cannot do it using that one catching system because these areas are too far from each other. So I will have to have a second oil catching pan here if I want to continue immediately with this engine oil filter. Here you can see detail of that drain plug bolt, right, with a new drain plug washer, the Toyota, the blue one, right, which after approximately 15 minutes it's not dripping anymore. Oh, tiny bit only. So I'm ready to put that drain plug back with that new washer, right, the blue Toyota, and torque it. Now, if you like to use the torque range for this, the spec will be 39 Newton meters. And I normally remove that whole filter as a whole unit, which makes a little bit of mess, right, while removing it. And some of you subscribers said, hey, can you show us the entire system, how it was designed by the Toyota, right? So when you are buying Toyota original filter, which is, this one is the number, right? Here are details where you will put the O-ring correctly, but also there is a whole chart how to do this job correctly. So let me show you the entire procedure, how it was intended or designed by Toyota right now. So I'm supposed to remove only this part using the extension, right? So it fits right there. You don't need any special tool. And let's see if it will give up or I will start unscrewing the whole thing. Oh, it did actually. Good. So this is the drain area, right? Now might be a little bit of oil coming out, which was almost nothing, right? But most importantly, now I will use the supplied adapter. This plastic piece is supplied with that new oil filter, and the purpose of it is to drain the oil, the old oil from this housing. So you just put it in and look at it. it nicely goes in my sleeve. So who says it will not make mess? So it's a great invention, right? On the paper, in reality, it's hard to push it there. So it was there only halfway, and I have actually oil on the floor. So maybe I'm just out of the practice. Since I never ever use it, I skip this step and I always remove the whole housing. But I'm glad I'm showing you today here on this truck how it was intended to be used. And it keeps running, right? It keeps dripping even after a couple of minutes. It keeps dripping, you can see it even after 5 minutes. So as you can imagine, I cannot be standing here all day long. So the next step is to remove this plastic adapter. Look at it, it still keeps running. That's amazing. As I said, it's really hard, but it's doable. Look at that rubber O-ring which came with it. That will need to be replaced in the future. Now I have to clean all this mess, right? This is automatically closed again, and I can finally bring my oil wrench and remove the whole housing. If you ever decide to do these services by yourself, please don't do yourself a favor. Don't use some channel lock pliers or something like that to remove that. You will damage it most likely. You will have a big headache. This is the correct tool, right? Which is for it. So it's worth it to buy it, right? If you will do maintenance on your truck in the future, get that right tool. Now look at this. Oh, wow. This is really tight. Another reason, what I just said. If you try to remove this with the incorrect tool, you might strip it and damage it. So look at it, the bigger ratchet. Oh, that was definitely, my friend, this was over tight. Wow, way too much. Way too much. That's very interesting. But yeah, I'm happy I'm showing you all these details, right? This what can happen to anybody while you are doing the service. Let's see if all the oil got out and I will have zero spill right now. Okay, it's true. There is still oil, you can see it, but there was zero spill. So that little drain adapter which we have used could have theoretically prevent any oil spills. You are nicely seeing the detail of that entire housing, right? This is wonderful. I will give it a quick wipe. And let's move. Here you can see all these parts together, right? This is what I removed. That was adapter for draining it. Here comes the whole housing with that oil filter. So the old one is going, and I have to remember to replace the O-ring which is on the outside of this filter housing, and it's right here. I will help myself with this pick tool, right? And that's off, and it's ready for the new one. And here, right on the side, on this area, they are showing you don't put it in the wrong place, right? So they are saying don't put it all the way down here. It has its own groove. Here are two gaskets, right? So obviously now we are putting the big one, and I will show you the detail. It's right here. This is where it belongs. They say don't put it all the way down. It will get pinched there and it won't work. Now I'm also ready to put the new filter right back here. It should be identical, I believe. The both sides are identical. right? So we have a new Toyota filter and ready to put it back. Before screwing it in, it's recommended to lubricate with the new oil, this O-ring, so when it's entering the housing, it doesn't get pinched or something, right? And the installation is successful. We are back underneath the vehicle. Everything's ready, so by the hand I will start installing that filter housing, right? And when it starts giving you resistance, that's when that O-ring it start entering the whole housing. So slow down, you don't want to popping out of its groove, right? You want to carefully install it all in. After I hit the very end, I can use my wrench, right, and torque it to 25 Newton meters. You don't have to remember it, it's written on the housing, right? It's written down here, it's written on the box with the new filter, it's all over. So basically 25, it's not too much, right? It's a little bit, it was way over tight when we starting removing it, it was too much, there's no reason. It's that black O-ring which is stopping the leak, not how hard we will tighten it. So, and to finish work here, I'm bringing that new O-ring, right, which was in the box supplied. I'm putting it in that groove where it belongs, right? It will stay there. Again, very slightly lubricated, that this part can be correctly installed, right? This is then draining system. I do it by hand. Now again, I will bring my ratchet and less than 25 Newton meters, right? Otherwise I will be moving the whole thing. I will just go ahead and torque it gently. And that's it, right? I don't want to go harder. It's again the O-ring which is there, the brand new O-ring. It's stopping the engine oil coming out. I always triple check that everything is perfectly clean, right, and dry. I don't want to have any dripping here. Go back to this drain plug, recheck everything. It gives you time for a really quick visual inspection of that entire engine. And I am ready to put back that skid plate. And Toyota gave us these two hangers, hooks, right? So you start hooking it back there in the front, right? It's nicely supported. And now I by the hand, I will catch the thread with these bolts. Because if you use immediately the power tool, you could strip it. So I start with the hand, all four of them. Right, how many times we had these stripped at the dealer or rusted, and it's a nightmare to deal with it. So I want to prevent it. I could put even anti-seize if I had a question about the rust and so on. And now finally I can, on the low setting on my power tool, I can finish the whole thing. Perfect. Look how dirty. It's definitely burned, used, and it was time to replace that. Up here in the engine bay, I continue with installing my screw-on Toyota. And in this case, I would love to use this Mobile 1 Advanced Fuel Economy, right? It's for Toyotas, it's a Dexos 2, so this will be perfect. And I need 6.1 quarts. Hopefully I will be able to avoid to making any mess. This is kind of weird angle. I'm not sure who was a genius in putting it in this angle. If it was a little bit more straight up, right, it'll be easier to pour. I could also rest this can on it, but it is what it is. I think the engine is excellent. this 2GRFKS, but this is like a little detail. It could have been done a little bit better in my opinion. But I will also pour 6 quarts. I don't know who came up with the number 6.1, but whatever. I will put the 6 quarts and we will check the dipstick, how high we are on the dipstick. It's a few minutes since I have poured the oil, so I will pull it out, make sure it's completely dry, right? And insert it all the way in, just to check where the oil level is before the startup. Okay, and if you look with me, I hope I will be able to show it to you. It's like what? 5 millimeters above the top mark, right? It's a brand new oil. It's right there. So we didn't overfill it. That just means that it's slightly up, but after we will start the engine, it will actually, and then wait, it will actually settle right on that top mark. So this is perfect. If you are interested or seeing the level down, right, you can start it up for approximately 1 minute. Let it run, check for the leaks up here or underneath, right, possible leaks. And then shut it off, wait at least 5 minutes, right, and then you can take that final measurement. And you should be perfectly on that top mark. For me, I still have to put that reminder sticker on the windshield in the cabin, reset the maintenance light, make a paperwork, and only then I'm done. I hope you find this video helpful and make sure you are subscribed. I have way more coming your way soon. Thanks for watching and have a great day.